I got loyalty, got royalty inside my DNA. I got love, peace, got war and peace inside my DNA. I got joy and pain and joy inside my DNA.
Hello and welcome back to my channel, Fanfic Fantasy. Join us as we delve into the realms of fanfiction and fantasy, bringing you the best stories and discussions. Today, we're kicking off the first part of our series, What If Tanjiro Met Saitama in DS World? If you enjoy this video, please give it a like and subscribe for more content in the future. The author of this story is HappyGoLuckyKitty from Wattpad. All the relevant links are in the description. Feel free to say hello to the author on their profile. Now, let's dive into the fanfic. Summary: the A-class hero known as Saitama the Caped Baldy was just shopping in the grocery store alone. The hero happened to get mysteriously teleported in another world that was under Taishō Period. Wandering around the woods at the dark night, he found several youngsters wielding katana. Not until he realized that these youngsters are slaying flesh-eating demons to survive during the final selections. The heroic Saitama found the brave boy Tanjiro. Becomes a duo that they decided to journey together in finding the rumored Demon King, venturing out in an endless adventure in hopes to find some cure to Tanjiro's younger sister named Nezuko. Info: name Saitama, age 26, height 175 cm 5'9", weight 70 kg, pillar power Hashira, strength Hashira. Description: a pillar who rely on pure strength alone. Grade: God. Here comes Saitama. Saitama wears jacket with a word OPPAI, jeans and his shoes. Going for a walk on Seri and now buying some stuffs on the grocery store. Genos was busy at that time that he can't accompany his master Saitama. Saitama in his casual expression walks alone instead. Saitama walks in the busy streets, but as soon as he walks after 10 minutes, the clouds are starting to get dark. Rain start to drip over the cities. Saitama rushes and luckily got inside the grocery store, sighing in relief before the rainstorm hits. Saitama wipes his sweat as he looks above the skies. He stares up and says, "How did it rain so fast? The skies were clear earlier. It's so weird." Saitama shrugs himself as he don't care a bit. He opens the entrance in the grocery store and walks inside. He brushes his feet in the floor mat and took a customer basket. As Saitama finally walks inside the grocery store, he can sense that the store has little to no customers. His face is still casual as he don't care a bit. He walks around while playing a whistle as he grabs some vegetables such as cabbages, cheap meats, and other stuffs, putting them in his basket. The quietness of the grocery store is making Saitama's ear ring. The surrounding was very quiet, and there is only two persons in the store, the manager and the cashier. After 10 minutes of Saitama's peaceful shopping, he walked to the counter and paid the bill. "Thank you for your patronage," the cashier greets warmly to Saitama. And after that, Saitama walks outside, finding out the rain stopped and the skies are blue and clear. Saitama sighed deeply while holding his grocery bag. He looks above the skies with irritated face. What a weird weather, he mumbles as he was slightly annoyed of the sudden rainstorm. Saitama walks in the streets as he can hear the birds chirping and the people chattering around the city. But then, as Saitama walks alone, he can notice his vision is starting to get blurry. Saitama looks left and right and finds out the appearance of the cities are distorting his view. Saitama scratches his head as he is confused of what is happening. He still takes a tight grip on his plastic bag in case some monster will attack him. He blinked his eyes and rubs it to have a reality check, but after that, he found out he was in different world after opening his two eyes. He still rub it again and the result is the same. What the hell? Is this some kind of illusion? Saitama looks around the surrounding with irritation and annoyance. Sighing and clueless, Saitama walks slowly to the quiet roadway as he can see the Japanese wisteria plant around. He touches the wisteria plant gently and is amazed that it glows in the dark. Cool. The nervous Saitama looks left and right as his face shows a malicious scheme. He was planning to take some small part of the Japanese wisteria so that he can plant some in his apartment. As soon as he tore some leaves, he snickered evilly. But soon he then stops as he realizes he don't know how to return back to his home. Oh right, why am I tearing this plant if I can't go back to my own place? His face shows awkwardness and embarrassment. Wait, why am I talking to myself? Is this making me feel weird? Saitama stood up as he wiped the dust. He continued walking down the quiet roadway. As soon as he walked away, the wisteria flowers are no longer seen in the distance. But Saitama is still inside the forest. Snarling sound heard in the distance. The unworried Saitama was scratching his head as he looked at the bushes. He take a peek on it and soon realized there was no one around. Huh? Saitama scratches his head in confusion. Rustle in bushes. Someone just walked behind him in the dark bushes and Saitama quickly looked around in curiosity. Who's there? Saitama's tone has a hint of worry and curiosity. He doesn't show any sign of fear. He is already used in a surprise attack. Saitama walks slowly while still holding the plastic bag. Crackle crackle. As soon as he looked around the bushes, no one was there to be seen. Saitama sighed as he continued walking back in hopes he can find a nearby village around. As soon as he walked, he saw some youngsters around 16 years old wearing kimono and holding some katana. Saitama sighed in relief as he can see some people around, but was disappointed when he found out it was just some underage kids. Thudding sounds of the young slayers. He walked to one of them and asked while kneeling below their height. Hello, do you know where is this place? The kid wearing brown kimono looks at Saitama. The kid looks up to down while his right hand on his chin as if thinking. Then says, "Who are you? Are you a foreigner? Are you lost?" Saitama was baffled by the youngster's response. He then replies in curious tone, "Well, yes, I got lost. So where is this place? Is this somewhere in City Z? This place is unknown to me." The kid who was confused of Saitama's uncommon outfit. Then the kid looks back at him and says, "This place is around Mount Fujikasane ... This is called a test or known as final selection. And I don't know what the place like City Z you mentioned." Saitama was not familiar of the name of the place. He just nodded while his face shows no interest. The kid noticed Saitama's blank expression as it says, "What a weird guy." Other youngsters with weapons are now separating as the final selection begins. Final selection takes place on Mount Fujikasane, where wisteria flowers bloom every season from the mountain's foot to its slope. The area around the mountaintop does not have any wisteria flowers and is infested with demons, which were caught alive and placed on the mountain by existing demon slayers. Since wisteria is poisonous to demons, they remain trapped inside the mountain and cannot leave. Most of the demons captured are relatively weak and have only killed up to 2 or 3 people, presenting enough of a challenge for candidates to test their skills. However, there was one example of an abnormally strong demon that managed to kill and devour over 50 candidates for decades. Saitama was just standing confused for 5 minutes, and then his senses snaps back when he noticed the kids around the area are gone from his sight. Where are they? Are they leaving me alone here? Saitama ran towards while clueless of the final selection. He can hear a snarling sound around, and Saitama noticed a single demon with monstrous face showing up in the bushes. It growls with a snake-like tongue and says, "GRRR, a human. Finally, after many years I can eat some fresh human meat." Snarling sound. Saitama stared at the demon with his eyes half open as he was curious and thinking of what the demon meant to him. Saitama asked, "Are you talking to me or are you talking to my cheap meat in my bag?" The demon snarls as it leaps towards Saitama without fear and only shows hunger and bloodlust. Saitama evades effortless with his casual expression, then leaps back while asking the snarling demon again, "Hey, answer my question. You are like a hungry dog who is after my meat. Can you just buy for your own?" Saitama speaks in annoyed expression. The growling, drooling demon grits teeth as it gets angry. The eyes jerk as it gets irritated, then says, "You are nothing but my dinner. Just die because I'm very hungry." The demon clenches its claw in the ground as it ready to attack Saitama again. Saitama sighed deeply, not until he heard some kids screaming in pain. A pathetic scream in the distance is heard continuously. Saitama's heroic senses kicks in as he rushes to the noise. He is still holding the plastic bag in his hand. The confused demon gets enraged as it says, "Why are you running away from me, you coward? Get back here." The demon snarls and leaps towards Saitama. Thudding steps. Saitama looks back and delivers a normal punch enough to knock the demon down. But after it hits the demon's body, it splatters around the ground. Blood splatters and the limbs are scattered around. "Oh." Saitama stares awkwardly and confused, but then the head of the bodiless demon shouts angrily at Saitama, "Hey, how dare you? Get over here." The bodiless demon's head rolls around the ground. The demon's neck spills and gushes blood non-stop. "How are you still alive?" Saitama was slightly disturbed of the splattered demon and also feeling disgusted. He just ignored the demon and rushes to the noise before. The demon cried out in agony as it shouted once more, "Get over here. I'm very hungry. Give me your arm. Please, I beg you." Sound of the demon fading away. Saitama can't hear the demon's beg, as Saitama was worried of the kid's scream earlier. He can hear some sounds, munch, crunch and chomp sounds. As Saitama rushes, he can see 2 corpses of the youngsters getting eaten by the flesh-eating demons around. The pathetic faces of the youngsters shows that they were terrified and begging their life before their death. This makes Saitama extremely angry. Are they perhaps a ghoul? Saitama's detailed face shows up. As the demons were busy eating the corpse, they sniff around and notice Saitama standing in the distance. New meal, new menu. One of the demons snarls as it immediately rushes towards the detailed Saitama. Saitama looks down as he clenches his fists. His right hand holding the plastic bag is staring to get teared off. Saitama overthinks to himself, am I called a hero? Why I arrive so late that the people die before I can save them? Saitama's eyes shows regret, pain and discomfort. The demons leaps over at Saitama and start attacking him non-stop. Their claws trying to dig around Saitama's body, and their teeth trying to pierce through Saitama's flesh. But it was futile as Saitama was just too durable to harm him. The demons growl as they didn't stop biting Saitama and scratching him. One of the demons are starting to ask questions and they were like, what the hell is this guy? Why can't I hurt him? The demon snarls and tries to lunge its sharp claws around Saitama's legs, but the demon's arm broke instead. Kaio! The demon shouted in pain after its arm was crippled. The two demons were getting startled at the injured demon. Shut the fuck up and tear him apart now. The other demon gets irritated as they continue to attack the defenseless Saitama. Saitama was just standing and overthinking as he lost to reality. He keeps thinking like, why am I seeing the young kids die before my eyes? Saitama looked down as he isn't aware of the three demons swarming him around. Meanwhile, the injured demon fixed its arm back and started attacking Saitama again. Their attacks are futile and pointless to the invincible hero. Saitama snaps back to his senses as he notices his plastic bag getting torn off by the swarming demons. Sizzling sound. He gets angry and accidentally punches them out of existence. Oops, I did it again. Saitama's expression becomes casual again as he flees in the scene. He ran at the dark night and wander around the forest while hearing the scream of the young slayers. Before he can save them, he ends up failing to save them as all he can see is their corpse and the demon enjoying its meal. Saitama is getting more disappointed at himself as he hopes that he can still save someone. Evil laugh in the distance is heard. Saitama noticed some creepy sound as he didn't hesitate to rush over the noise. And then he can notice someone in the distance, a blue kimono kid saving his fellow youngster. The kid named Tanjiro confronted a giant hand demon. Saitama saw the youngster Tanjiro confronting the demon while also protecting the helpless youngster. The hand demon is seen gigantic and can grow limbs to catch its prey around. The skin and flesh of this gigantic demon is tougher than a big boulder. The hand demon was holding some corpse of a youngster. It opens its mouth and devours the dead youngster entirely. Seeing the gruesome scenario, Tanjiro can't help but feel scared, disgust and nervous towards the hand demon. Rattling sound of Tanjiro's katana. The nervous, sweating Tanjiro was shaking from fear and appearance of the monstrous demon but still stand brave to protect the weak. The hand demon immediately grow large expandable arms as it makes Tanjiro busy for a moment. The other limb managed to catch the helpless youngster and was dragged around to the hand demon's large jaw. Sound of a jaw opening and a terrified noise of a young boy is heard. Let go of him. The nervous Tanjiro shouted angrily as he tried to save the youngster back but was futile as he was kept busy with 5 large arms of the hand demon. Whoosh sound and chopping sound. Tanjiro slashes the arms of the hand demon while dashing forward to save the terrified helpless youngster. Let go of him. Tanjiro rushes towards the hand demon while taking a deep breath. He performed his water breathing technique. Total concentration, water breathing. The hand demon laughs evilly as it grows 8 large expandable arms moving towards Tanjiro while saying, "Finally I can have some fun." The tone is evil and happiness. Tanjiro was startled as the arm was intercepting his view. He used his forehead and gave it a headbutt deflecting the arm attack. What? The hand demon was yet surprised of the young Tanjiro's performance. Tanjiro dashes forward before delivering his breathing style. Water breathing first form. Water surface slash. Tanjiro slashes the arm that grabs the helpless youngster. The youngster falls down as Tanjiro managed to catch him. Are you alright? Tanjiro smiles warmly but then. The hand demon gets angry as the lost arms regenerated instantly then. The 10 expandable arms are moving furiously towards Tanjiro. Hand demon's arms whooshing aggressively around towards Tanjiro. Tanjiro gasped as he is panicking to defend back while holding the helpless youngster. You shitty brat. I'll squash your head into a juice. The hand demon angrily shouted while lunging its huge arms towards the struggling Tanjiro. GNNNN. The struggling nervous Tanjiro kicks the youngster away to safety while saying, I'm sorry, you better run away now. The terrified helpless youngster ran away while not saying thanks to Tanjiro. Bam, sound of broken bone. Tanjiro was punched at his torso and was sent crashing in the tree. He was paralyzed and is about to get attacked by the hand demon again. Phew die you brat. The hand demon's arms are now moving towards the weakened Tanjiro. But then, swooshing sound from Saitama. Saitama appears in front of Tanjiro and slaps the arms away, destroying it. Splatter sound. What? You ripped my arms with a slap. The surprised angry hand demon was startled at the casual Saitama. But Saitama glares at the hand demon while Saitama's face becomes more detailed. Saitama in a dark tone says, "Why are you eating young kids? Why are you killing them? What's the deal with you?" Saitama's expression is dark as he stares deep at the nervous hand demon. The injured Tanjiro was startled at Saitama as he tried to stand up while saying, Mister, please evacuate." Tanjiro coughs while panting heavily. Saitama looked back at Tanjiro with a smile as Saitama replied in friendly tone, "You did a great job, kiddo, let me handle the rest." Saitama turns towards the hand demon and cracked his fists ready for battle. The hand demon backs off while sensing Saitama's aura. The hand demon thinks, who is he? He is just a human. Why am I feeling fear towards this human being? The hand demon's expression shows nervousness and anxiety. It doesn't know why, but it recklessly grows arms and lunges towards the detailed Saitama with killing intent. "Take that," the hand demon shouts while throwing attacks. Saitama raises his hands and slaps the arms away from his sight. His expression remains serious and dark. "What the hell is the matter with you? If you are a monster, why not change for a better future?" Saitama says in a serious tone while holding his urge to kill the hand demon. The hand demon shivers in fear after witnessing Saitama's strength. It backs off with a distance and hesitates to charge forward. It doesn't want to retreat as it is prideful. The feeling makes him remember the past about the Hashira humiliating him before. "Why you?" The hand demon stutters while its arms are shaking in fear. Then its veins around the body shows up as it strengthens. "You damn human creature reminded me of my past self. Die, you ignorant scumbag." The hand demon grows 11 limbs and lunges towards the defenseless Saitama. The detailed Saitama moves his feet as if blinking in front of the hand demon while Saitama's fist is raised towards it. "I hope you'll learn your lesson in your afterlife. You better be a good person once you get reborn completely." Whoosh sound from Saitama's fist. The hand demon sweats hardly after seeing Saitama's fist hitting its body and ends up getting incapacitated. Splatter, gush, blood dripping. Tanjiro's jaw drops in awe and shock as he was surprised of Saitama's performance. Incredible. Tanjiro sniffles as he stands up while walking towards the hero. SHHMP, sound of flesh growing back. The head of the hand demon is still moving as it starts to regenerate. "It's still alive. Let me finish it," Tanjiro says while moving in great speed. He didn't hesitate to decapitate the hand demon to death. Crackle, sound of burning paper. The body of the hand demon starts to slowly crumble. Tanjiro holds the hand of the hand demon in a caring way. He felt the cold hand as the hand also holds Tanjiro's. The hand of the demon that is starting to fade away to its death. The hand demon's eye formed a tear as it reminded its past life for being the human child, having a cruel life until it became a demon. As Tanjiro holds the crumbling demon hand to dust, Saitama approached Tanjiro and asked, "Why are you holding them like that as if you know their past life?" Saitama stared down at the young Tanjiro with a curious face. Tanjiro looks at Saitama with a regretful expression. He sighed deeply as he stared at the burning corpse, then replies, "As you know, demons are former humans. Demons have a cruel life. They are engulfed with their lust for blood when they lost their important loved ones." Tanjiro says in a sad tone while looking at the skies. The dark skies shine stars above. Saitama stares on it with a no-interest expression. Saitama looks at him and sits beside him while staring above the skies. "Are you depressed, kiddo? I have some chocolates here." Saitama smiled while trying to comfort Tanjiro. Saitama took out some chocolate bars from his plastic bag and offered it to the awkward Tanjiro. No thank you. I should hurry back and move to my designated location." Tanjiro stood up and bows down respectfully to the casual Saitama. Tanjiro ran while grabbing his katana but then stops in his tracks as he looked back at Saitama while saying in curious tone, "May I know your name?" Saitama smiles warmly with his proud look. He put his hands on his waist and says, "And Saitama, a hero for fun, I mean a hero for justice." "Oh, you are a hero, that's why you are so strong." Tanjiro smiles with a pinkish cheek, then he asks Saitama one more time as he is worried of him. "Mr. Saitama, are you lost? Come with me, I'll guide you to the exit." Saitama's eyes lit up as he is happy and relieved to hear Tanjiro offering some help. Saitama didn't hesitate to agree with him. "Alright, please guide me to the exit. I'm getting annoyed just for finding the right exit." Saitama walks beside Tanjiro with a warm smile. Saitama is excited to go out from the weird place filled with bad scent and corpse around. Tanjiro chuckles at Saitama's annoyance and didn't hesitate to guide the hero back to the exit. "Sure, let me help you, but first let's survive for 7 days." Saitama's eyes goes wide in shock and surprise. He can't accept the fact he needs to survive that long while his groceries such as vegetables will start to rot before 3 days. But why? Saitama whines like a helpless guy. Tanjiro was sweating and nervous. He sighed and feel bad for Saitama. He responded, I'm sorry, but it's the rule. I can't help it. But don't worry, I'll replace your loss after this. Tanjiro's eyes and lips were jerking in nervousness. He felt bad and wanted to help Saitama, but he is worried that Saitama might get eaten by some roaming demons. And no need. So how long was it again for me to finally go out? Saitama whined continuously. Tanjiro hesitated to answer, but he sighed deeply. 7 days, I'm sorry. What? 7 days? Nuo. Saitama yells like a crying kid. Tanjiro scratches his head, but he feels like he don't want to leave Saitama alone. He accompanied him and both made a friendly relationship. Tanjiro's charismatic nature and talkativeness makes Saitama enjoy his time talking to the young slayer. They also spend time cooking and dealing demons at night. After 7 days, Tanjiro guided Saitama back, but first they went through to the safe spot where there are only 4 youngsters that survived during the final selection. It was morning as the wisteria plant are blooming around the area of ceremony. Mr. Saitama, the exit is over there. The casual Saitama stares at Tanjiro and says, No, I will wait for you. You told you will tell me everything, right? Saitama puts his hands on his waist while waiting for his answer. Yes. If you don't mind waiting, you can wait at the bench over there. Tanjiro points out the bench at the distance. The bench is a waiting spot for the guests. Saitama waves his good luck while waiting for Tanjiro to finish the ceremony. He can see the 4 survivors of the final selection, named Kanao Tsuyuri, Tanjiro Kamado, Zenitsu Agatsama and Genya Shinazugawa, Kirya Yubayashiki and Kanata Yubayashiki, representing the Yubayashiki family, act as the event organizers and will arrive together to brief the candidates on the rules. The exam entails surviving 7 consecutive nights on the mountaintop, relying solely on their own resources without external assistance. Candidates who manage to survive all 7 nights successfully are granted the opportunity to join the esteemed ranks of the Demon Slayer Corps as official Demon Slayers. The 4 surviving young slayers was having a small ruckus about the material blade selection when Genya rudely disrespected the representatives of the ceremony. Tanjiro and Genya was having a small quarrel, but then it ended quickly. After material blade selection, each slayer was given a messenger crow. Zenitsu got a small brown bird called Sparrow while others are black crows. Genya even tried to hit his crow due to his anger towards Tanjiro. After 30 minutes when the ceremony ends, Tanjiro came back to Saitama who was waiting for him. Saitama saw Tanjiro having a crow in his shoulder and even asked, Your pet? The Kasugai crow after hearing Saitama's comment shouts, Ka, how dare you call me a pet? I am a messenger crow. The crow flew towards Saitama and then pecked Saitama's head. Hey, that's rude. Don't peck at my bald head. Saitama becomes slightly mad and tries to catch the crow flying over him. Ka, you can't catch me, human. Come back here. Saitama was taunted as he tried to catch the crow like a kid. Tanjiro, after seeing them playing around, laughs hysterically. Tanjiro then approached the mad Saitama who was playing around the Kasugai crow and says, Mr. Saitama, as I promised, I'll bring you to my home and tell you the information about this world. Saitama stops tagging with the crow as he stares at Tanjiro, then he says, Oh right, I almost forgot. Saitama wipes the dust as he looks at Tanjiro once more. Do you have a bathtub there? Yeah, bathtub? I mean something that I can wash my body. Yes, we have. Let's go back so you can have a bath. Tanjiro grabs Saitama's arm gently and guided him to his hometown. While walking, Tanjiro says, We will going to my master's house. There you can have a bath as long as you like. They walk kilometers for hours and reach some nearby village. They take a rest and have some snacks there. While taking a snack, Tanjiro told Saitama about his secret. Actually, Mr. Saitama, I have a younger sister in my master's home. So what about it? Tanjiro was awkwardly smiling after hearing Saitama's no-interest sound. But then he continued to smile as he whispered to his ear. She is a demon, I hope you don't mind. Oh, that's cool, Saitama says in slightly interested tone while munching some bread. Tanjiro sighed as he looked down. He says in sad tone, That's not cool. She is cursed from the Demon King's blood. I hope I can find some cure for her to turn back into a human. Seeing the sad Tanjiro, Saitama fixed his jacket as he acted cool and says, Listen, if you need help, I am here for you. So don't feel downed. Hearing Saitama offering help, Tanjiro says in worried tone, But I would be burden to you. No, I assure you. He says this in reassuring tone. Saitama pats his head while acting like a big brother to Tanjiro. Tanjiro smiles as his eyes form a tear. He then stares at Saitama as he made his resolve. Then allow me to help you too. Let's help each other and take down Musen's forces. Oh yes, Musen. Saitama nodded as he almost forgot the Demon King's name. Tanjiro already told the story about Musen Kibutsuji when they were at the Mount Fujikase while camping. Saitama pretends he remembers the name. After a while, Tanjiro stood up and says, Mr. Saitama, let's go back now. He offered hand for Saitama to stand up. Saitama smiles as he grabbed Tanjiro's hand and begins to walk with him. Where's the annoying crow? It went back to the Demon Slayer Corps and will be back when it got news for me. Oh okay. Saitama nods as he put his hands on his pocket, both walking and talking at the same time. Saitama was not bored as he was enjoying Tanjiro talking about his past. It made Saitama happy having an honest friend in his side. And after a few hours, they walk back as they see the house of Sakonji in the distance. We are here, Mr. Saitama. That house is my master Urikodaki's home. Saitama stares at the house as he is excited to take a bath. He says, oh man, I want to dip in the hot tub after feeling the coldness of the weather. Sakonji Urikodaki, a former water Hashira and master of Tanjiro Kamado, receive a message from the messenger crow that Tanjiro passed the final selection. Due to this, Sakonji was very happy about the news and even tears out in joy. Sakonji stared in the bright cloudy skies and smiled. He speak in a caring tone as he say, Sabito, Makomo, so you guided Tanjiro, huh? Thank you for helping him. Sabito and Makomo are dead apprentice of Sakonji. They are a lost soul who died from the wrath of Hand Demon. After Tanjiro fought and killed the Hand Demon along with Saitama, Sabito and Makomo and the rest of the lost souls are now having their peaceful afterlife. Sakonji goes back in his house to prepare the best meal for Tanjiro's homecoming. After 1.5 days, Tanjiro came back home with Saitama, Master Urikodaki, a joyful tone of Tanjiro as he ran excitedly to see his master again. Sakonji went out in the exit from his house and ran towards Tanjiro with open arms, sniffling, and was extremely happy of Tanjiro's return. Sakonji gave a tight hug towards the joyful Tanjiro. Sakonji sniffled with tears of joy as he say, thank goodness ... you are safe. After a heartwarming hug, they break their hug and Sakonji stare at Tanjiro, saying, Tanjiro, it is time. Time for what? Your true journey in becoming a demon slayer. Sakonji chuckles, then notice a bald man who was looking at them nonchalantly. Sakonji gestures Saitama to come over him, and Saitama shrugs as he come over while his hands on his pocket. The casual Saitama stare at Sakonji as he say, do you have a bath? Can I take some bath if you don't mind? Tanjiro smiles as he say, oh I almost forgot Master Sakonji. Tanjiro looks at Saitama and introduces wholeheartedly. This is Mr. Saitama. He saved me. Well, I might be cheating during final selection, but I am grateful of him. Sakonji stare at the casual Saitama whose arms are crossed, then stare back at Tanjiro as he say, how did he end up there during the final selection? Civilians are prohibited to enter there. Tanjiro awkwardly smiles as he shrugs he don't know, then says, I don't even know, but his story sounds crazy. After hearing out why he says he was in a different world and he found out he was at the final selection in Mount Fujikase. Tanjiro stare at the blank Saitama, but Saitama says, yep, that's right, and I also don't know why. This world is like I went back to the past. Sakonji scratches his head in confusion, then sighed deeply. Then he says, okay, let's take a rest for now. Let's go back to the house and have some meal. I have prepared a celebration for you. Sakonji gazes at Saitama and says, I want to know more about you. You seem like a normal civilian without weapon, but I need to know, how did you save Tanjiro and how did you deal with some dangerous demons? Okay. Saitama replies nonchalantly but was quivering because he wants to take a bath right now. Sakonji noticed Saitama's impatient behavior as he chuckles and gestures them to enter inside. The three went back home and took a meal. Tanjiro ate a lot more than 4 bowls of meal from Urikodaki's dish. Sakonji Urikodaki noticed Tanjiro's glutton nature as he say, eat a lot, Tanjiro. After this we will have a talk about your future and your journey. MHMM. Burps, Tanjiro responded. Saitama also ate more than 5 bowls as he want more. He was shy and slowly moved his empty bowl towards Sakonji. Sakonji chuckled and says in friendly tone, don't be like that, Mr. Saitama, you can have more. Sakonji gave more rice meal to Saitama. Saitama smiles happily and didn't hesitate to eat like a hungry pig. Tanjiro while eating looks at the hungry Saitama as he says in a teasing tone, oh, you are a glutton like me. MHHM. I am. I also ate 3 large bowls of soba and lost to a fat guy before. Tanjiro was shocked of Saitama's feat in eating. He even compliments. What? For real ... amazing ... it's unusual you didn't gain weight. Hey, that's rude. Saitama responded. Tanjiro smiles and cover his friendly laugh from Saitama's reaction. Sakonji came back while bringing some tea and sits beside them. Have some tea. Thank you. Saitama quickly grabbed one as he was burping and choking. Sakonji stares at Saitama as he says in serious tone. So Mr. Saitama, care to tell me how did you defeat some demons in the Mount Fujikase? Saitama, after drinking tea, puts down the glass and stares at the serious Sakonji. He put his hand in his leg while speaking. I just punch them, sometimes give them a slap, that's all. He punch and a slap, that's all. Sakonji was doubting Saitama. He didn't believe Saitama and looks at Tanjiro, who was surprised of Sakonji's doubtful look. Tanjiro nods as he say, it's true Master Sakonji, he has immense strength. He slapped some arms of the giant demon and it got destroyed instantly. Then after that, he blink at great speed not even me can see and throws a punch that splatter the demon's entire body. As Sakonji thinks to what Tanjiro say, he sighed as he put his right hand on his chin as he was overthinking if Tanjiro is joking or not. Sakonji sighed and says, listen, a peak human can't one-punch dangerous demons. So you are telling me this guy is a superhuman? Tanjiro awkwardly smiles as he was baffled. I can't be sure, but... Tanjiro stares at Saitama, who is also watching them nonchalantly. Then Tanjiro continues, well, he can show you his abilities ... if you want to see. Saitama makes a propping look as he says, it's not like I care if you believe me or not, but I can just show you if you want. After listening to Saitama's nonchalantly words, Sakonji thinks with his right hand on his chin. He looks up and says, no, I believe you. But before they can continue, someone knock on the door. Sakonji says, he's here. Who's here? Tanjiro asked. Your official weapon maker Tanjiro. Sakonji responded. Tanjiro's eye lit up as he excitedly go out and opens the door. Outside is a guy wearing a mask but different to his master Yurikodaki. A stranger also brought a weapon crate and greets. The stranger wears a hat while looking down. Greetings young slayer, I am Hataru Hagenzuka. I am a swordsmith and the maker of your weapon. Hataru's voice sounds manly and cool. The surprised Tanjiro snaps back to his senses when he greet the swordsmith back. Hello Mr. Hagenzuka, it's a pleasure to meet you. As Hataru saw Tanjiro, he awkwardly comes close to Tanjiro as taking a close view to his face. Tanjiro smiles nervously as he was feeling embarrassment of the swordsmith. The swordsmith, after taking a close view, says, "Ho, you have a nice face symbolizing braveness and justice, and your hair is also red. And you have a scar too. Let's see what color of your weapon might represent. Oh okay. Let's go inside, shall we?" As the both went inside, Saitama, who was sitting and talking with Sakonji about his story, saw Hataru's figure. Hataru and Saitama gazes at each other with their casual expression, both staring and is silent. And their silence broke when Tanjiro awkwardly says, Mr. Hataru, this way." Hataru explains about the color of the swords and their history. Sakonji also thanked Hataru for bringing Tanjiro's weapon safely, while Saitama just sit there listening and bored of their conversation. When Sakonji noticed Saitama's boredom, he immediately gave Saitama some dumplings, which makes Saitama happy temporarily. As Tanjiro unsheathed his weapon, the katana started at silver until the color start to change. Sakonji, Hataru and Saitama were curious of the color change, but when the color is revealed, the color of Tanjiro's blade is black. Hataru quivers in disappointment and anger. Then he shouts as his tone changes like a childish guy saying, "What? I was walking along to deliver this weapon and was even excited of its color, and all I get is black." Hataru leaps towards the surprised Tanjiro and grappled Tanjiro like an octopus catching its prey. Then he wrestled Tanjiro like a kid. Jaya, Mr. Hataru, calm down. How old are you? You behave like a spoiled brat," Tanjiro says while groaning. He can feel his bone cracking a bit. "I am 37 years old. You silly brat," Hataru responded. Saitama was just watching them entertained. He smiled as he remembered how Geno's was destroyed instantly by Tatsumaki. Tanjiro asked Sakonji what's the meaning of having a black-bladed weapon, and Sakonji responded, "Having a black-bladed weapon means your breathing style is not yet refined." "Oh, is that so? Ouch, ouch, ouch." Tanjiro screams when Hataru twisted his arm. Saitama stood up as he said, "Mr. Sakonji, I will go out and take a fresh air." "Okay, Mr. Saitama, if you feel hungry, please tell me." "Okay, thanks for the snack." Saitama walk outside in the exit. He can still hear Tanjiro and Hataru's quarrel. Saitama sits at the chair outside and stare at the skies. He says, "I need a new clothes. Maybe I should ask Mr. Sakonji about some spare clothes." After Saitama took a bath the other night, he was slightly disappointed when the water was so cold. And after that, Saitama went back inside Urokodaki's house as he asked for some spare clothes. Old man Sakonji, do you mind to give me some spare clothes? I'll promise to return the favor. Sakonji Urokodaki smiles as he was already preparing Saitama's clothes as he say, Mr. Saitama, I hope you don't mind with these clothes, this is all I have. As Sakonji gave the clothes to Saitama, Saitama smiles gratefully as he say, thanks old man. He wore it and then he looks at his clothes when he feels weird wearing it and says, wait, isn't this kimono and the haori used for hot spring? Hot spring? Well, you can say it is. Sakonji smiles teasingly. Saitama sighed and puts his hand on Sakonji's shoulder then says, thanks Mr. Sakonji, I am still grateful. Saitama forced himself to smile but he quivers in embarrassment. Sakonji laughs in friendly tone as he say, relax Saitama, soon you'll get used to wear like that. Everyone in the village wears like that but not like that style. Ha ha ha. Saitama looks away as he continued to quiver in embarrassment then soon he calmed down when he saw the friendly smile of Sakonji. Sakonji then says, I'll cook dinner soon, but I need to check Nezuko. Saitama's expression turned to curiosity as he say, oh right, I heard Tanjiro has a younger sister, may I see her? As he heard the curious tone of Saitama, Sakonji looks back as he smile and then gestures Saitama to follow him. Sakonji went inside the room where Nezuko sleeps. He sat beside Nezuko and gestures Saitama to sit with him. Come Mr. Saitama. The curious Saitama sat beside Sakonji. He can see Nezuko sleeping peacefully like a cute child. Saitama looks at the sleeping Nezuko as he was examining her appearance. Later he asked, oh so this is Nezuko Kamado, Tanjiro's young sister. So what do you feed on her? Yes she is. She is a demon and sustained hunger for 2 years by sleeping. Most of all, she hasn't ate human flesh. Oh that's great to hear. Sakonji brushes Nezuko's hair in a caring way, and then he told Saitama, Mr. Saitama, I have a request. Saitama looks at Sakonji Urokodaki as he says, what is your request? Sakonji looks at Saitama with the feeling of trust and belief. Then he says, Mr. Saitama, I know you'll be going with Tanjiro in his journey, but may I request you to protect these siblings when a stronger enemy comes after them, and also help them grow stronger, please. As Saitama listens, he thinks as he looks above, then replies, well it's not like I can protect them. Each time I fail to protect civilians and always comes late. Saitama's word was interrupted when Sakonji put his hand on his shoulder like a friend does and says, Mr. Saitama, I believe in you, please believe in yourself. Hearing the words of Sakonji, Saitama can't help but to smile a little knowing some person trusted him the most. Saitama crosses arm as he replies, alright, I'll be their guardian ... but I won't promise that I can make them stronger. As Saitama smiles warmly, Sakonji gave Saitama a friendly hug, rubs his back while saying, I'll leave them to your care Mr. Saitama. Saitama agrees to help them. Yesterday, Sakonji told Saitama about Tanjiro's story of his family getting killed by Demon King Muzan and the cruel fate of Nezuko. Sakonji also told how Tanjiro meet him when Jiyu Tomioka refers him. Saitama will remember the names that Sakonji told him like Sakonji's former student Jiyu who helped Tanjiro survive the cold winter. Jiyu Tomioka ... what a cool name, says Saitama who is looking down overthinking. After their chatter, Nezuko wakes up and yawns while rubbing her eyes. Saitama's eye lit up getting charmed from Nezuko's cuteness. Saitama says, "See cute." The curious Nezuko stare at Saitama as she tilt her head a little. The sparkling appearance of Nezuko made Saitama's hand itch in patting her head. He continued to say, "What a wonderful girl you are not a demon." Seeing Saitama's shivering behavior, Nezuko walked slowly and sat at Saitama's lap, acting cute. "Oh, you want some cuddle?" Saitama smiles with a pinkish cheek. Then he gave Nezuko a gentle head pat. Good girl, Saitama was charmed. He never stopped the head pat as he was giving Nezuko a brother-like vibe. Author note: no pedophile thing is going on here. Saitama is just trying to be big brother to her. Please clean your brain or else I'll ban you. Smiling face. Okay hand. Nezuko giggles as she also pats Saitama's bald head. Saitama wasn't bothered as he was enjoying her reaction all the time. Sakonji stood up as he went to the kitchen while saying, "I'll prepare some tea." "Okay, please give me some dumplings too," Saitama responded while cuddling Nezuko. Saitama enjoyed his time playing with Nezuko. After 15 minutes, Tanjiro came back while carrying 8 small logs used for fireplace. Sakonji approached Tanjiro and says, "Tanjiro, let's have a talk before you travel." "Okay, Master Urokodaki," Tanjiro responded happily. Tanjiro and Sakonji sat at the floor cloth. Sakonji Urokodaki told Tanjiro about refining his water-breathing style to its fullest potential. Tanjiro smiles and promised he will. He thanked Sakonji for taking care of his young sister. Tanjiro also thanked Urokodaki for making him stronger than before and teaching him the basic training of becoming a demon slayer. After that, Sakonji asked Tanjiro about Saitama. So Tanjiro, what do you think of Mr. Saitama? Hearing the tone of his master Urokodaki, Tanjiro speaks honestly. He is a very kind man and a reliable hero. He won't hesitate to save someone who needs help. I also hope to learn more of his strength. Hearing the compliment of Tanjiro, Sakonji smiles as he gave Tanjiro a gentle head pat, saying, Tanjiro, you should also help Saitama when he needs your assistance. Don't let him get lost and engulfed by the wrath of the Demon King. His strength will be the source of peace. I will. I will never let him succumb from the Demon King. Tanjiro also thinks, Master Sakonji is right. If Mr. Saitama sided with the Demon League, he would be a huge threat for us. Tanjiro can remember Saitama killing the hand demon with a single punch. Tanjiro sighed deeply as he looks Saitama, who is playing with a cheerful Nezuko, around. As he observes Saitama's behavior, he smiles as he believes Saitama won't side with evil. Then he looks at his master Urokodaki and says, I'll make him join with the Demon Slayer Corps. Hearing Tanjiro's proposal, Sakonji smiles as he replied, yes, make sure he will side with the Demon Slayer Corps. That way we can ensure the victory against Musen Kibutsuji. Leave it to me, Master Urokodaki. I'll make sure it will happen. Sakonji smiles and gave Tanjiro another gentle head pat. Then after that, he gave the young boy a hug. After that night, they sleep peacefully without disturbance. Next day in the morning, Tanjiro and Saitama wakes up and prepares for their travel in their first mission. Sakonji Urokodaki gave Tanjiro a new box for Nezuko to hide during at daytime. Nezuko crawls inside the box and sleeps inside. Master Urokodaki, is this for me? Yes, you used a basket and it is not enough for Nezuko. Sakonji fixes Tanjiro's uniform and his green Montsuki, then he immediately gave a tight hug. He says, I'll miss you and Nezuko, so make sure be safe in your journey. Tanjiro smiles with a tearful eye as he hugged back his master, saying, I'll miss you too, Master Urokodaki. Thank you for everything. Sakonji then break the hug as he say, oh right, I need to call Mr. Saitama now. Before Sakonji can call Saitama, Saitama was already behind him, still yawning and sleepy. Saitama also asked Sakonji, I have been thinking why some people wear that weird mask. Hearing Saitama's comment, Sakonji clears his throat as he responded, there are reasons why I wear this mask, and for Hataru's case, it is to conceal his identity so demons or any threatening enemies won't recognize them. Oh okay. Saitama gave a thumbs up stating he understands his point. Suddenly Tanjiro's Kasugai crow flew towards them and it rests around Tanjiro's shoulder while it shouts, Ka, Ka, message from the Demon Slayer Corps. Head towards the northwest to the village you can see, and investigate about the disappearance of women. Ka, Ka. Saitama, who remembers the crow the time it mocked him, he shouts, why you are the crazy crow who pecked my bald head. Come over here. Saitama angrily chases the flying crow. The Kasugai crow plays a tag with Saitama as it says, you can't catch me, human. Even if you hurt me, you'll get punished by the Demon Slayer Corps. A small tag ended quickly when Saitama surrenders, catching the crow. Sakonji facepalm himself in disappointment after knowing that Saitama has a childish behavior. After a small conversation, Tanjiro and Saitama wave their farewell to Sakonji Urokodaki. Sakonji waves his final goodbyes to them. Then he looks up at the skies as he mumbles, I hope all of you are safe in your journey. Tanjiro walks while carrying the box where Nezuko sleeps. Saitama walks behind the cheerful Tanjiro and then asked, so your young sister sleeps there. Aren't you worried if your young sister will feel dizzy due to your movement? And she will not puke, right? Tanjiro thinks as he looks up and responded, now you mentioned it, my young sister didn't have that kind of reaction when I was carrying her when she was inside the basket. She wasn't complaining after all. Maybe she adjusts her size. Oh, she can shift sizes. Saitama's eyes lit up in curiosity. Tanjiro laughs warmly as he noticed Saitama's reaction, then replies, of course it's her ability to shrink down and also force her body to grow into an adult woman. She can be a child. Wow, that's so cool. Saitama was impressed as he gave a thumbs up to Tanjiro. Tanjiro laughs in friendly tone as he was happy to compliment about his young sister. Tanjiro then says, I'll do everything for my young sister. Tanjiro smiles and promised that he will find cure for Nezuko. Around the village of Northwest at night, there were reports of young girls missing without a trace. The crime was perfectly clean that not even the investigator can find anything suspicious. There was a demon who kidnaps young woman. These demons are called swamp demons as they use a blood demon technique that captures victims towards their swamp realm. and drags their victims to their realm without anyone's awareness. Victims are helpless inside the demon's realm as it is filled with nothing but dirty water. They will suffocate or get drowned. No normal demon slayer can beat them except for the skilled demon slayers who knows how to fight with these type of demons. These demons store their victim's body and eat them when they feel hungry. Their accessories can be found inside the swamp realm as their remains. Some young girls who are alone in the streets or in the home are also victims of the swamp demons. They will get dragged to their deathbed, and no one can save them except for the demon slayers who are brave enough to counter the demons. At night, there was a young boy and a young girl walking in the dark street. The young boy named Kazumi was accompanying the young girl Satoko back to their home. They were having a nice conversation, laughing lovingly and talking about their future. As Kazumi talks happily to her with his eyes closed, he suddenly noticed that Satoko suddenly vanished from his side in mere seconds after he opened his eyes. "Satoko, Satoko," he shouted with concern as he looks everywhere. He looks around the streets as he panicked. He sweats nervously and is confused of her disappearance. He feels shock, angry and confused of what just happened. He immediately reported it to her family but ended up getting beaten up. The father beats up Kazumi angrily while holding him and saying, "She vanished from your side. How could you leave her like that?" Kazumi apologizes repeatedly to Satoko's family. He explains he don't really know. Kazumi cries in agony as he says, "Please forgive me. I also don't want her to disappear in my life. I don't really know why she disappeared in my sight." Kazumi apologizes with deep regret and is angry for his carelessness. The father and mother of Satoko cried emotionally as they can't accept the truth. Kazumi can't forgive himself for being reckless. That night with Satoko's disappearance has made Kazumi depressed for many days. Tanjiro and Saitama started their first mission as they head through the northwestern town. They walk miles away until they see a nearby town. They walk through the bridge and finally went inside on the town. Saitama looks around left and right as he was surprised of the environment of the town. The town that is not too modern to Saitama's world. And it feels like Saitama was back in the past on 1760s. This feels like I was in the history book. Tanjiro was baffled by Saitama's comment about the town and asked, "History book? Pretend you didn't hear that." Saitama sighed as he walked beside Tanjiro. He was also curious and nervous as this is his first time accompanying Tanjiro. Saitama can smell the fresh air of the town. Unlike his own world, he can just smell polluted air, and sometimes monster corpses around his apartment. They walk around the streets in the town and saw some guy named Kazumi walking depressed and beaten up. The villagers were murmuring around about Kazumi like, "This poor boy got depressed after his lover disappeared. So the rumor of the disappearance of the young women are true after all. Poor guy." Other villagers like young girls around the gate who saw the depressed Kazumi also feels unease about the night from Satoko's disappearance. They say, they feel scared. What if someone will target us next? The chatter of the villagers can be heard by Tanjiro and Saitama. Saitama stares at Tanjiro and asked, "This rumor could be the work of demons." Tanjiro nods while serious, then he replies, "Let's ask that guy over there." Tanjiro approached the depressed Kazumi who was walking slowly like a drunk. As Tanjiro approached the depressed Kazumi, he says, "Your lover disappeared, right? You say it's from a demon." The depressed Kazumi looks at Tanjiro with a frown. He looks away as he say, "No one is gonna believe me." His tone with regret and disappointment. Tanjiro shakes head as he say, "No, I believe in you." Tanjiro then started his investigation as he bend in the ground and sniff in the ground. Saitama was confused of Tanjiro's action as he asked, What are you doing?" "I'm starting my investigation. Smelling demons' scent is my specialty." "Oh, you didn't even told me that." Saitama also tried to bend down and sniff with Tanjiro. He copied Tanjiro and also sniff in the ground. Kazumi was confused of the two strangers who were doing some weird actions. Kazumi told them, It's no need, you are just wasting your time." Tanjiro gestures him to stop when Tanjiro smells something suspicious. Tanjiro ran towards the direction in the other side of the town, leaving Saitama alone. "Oi, wait for me." Saitama also ran and follows Tanjiro. Tanjiro rushes as he stops at the location. Tanjiro sniffs at the ground and says, "Mr. Kazumi, is this where your lover disappeared?" Kazumi, who just arrived, heard Tanjiro. He approached him and replies, "Why yes, I was just talking to her at night, then she vanished after blinking my eyes." Saitama also observes the ground and put his thumb over it. He sunk his finger but can't find anything on it. "Nope." Tanjiro stares at Saitama and says, "These demons are tricky. We will investigate further." "Yeah, I don't mind," Saitama says nonchalantly. They continue to investigate until late noon. Soon the night will strike. The worried Kazumi, who was just watching them, was concerned of hardworking Tanjiro and Saitama as he says, it's okay, we can do this the other day, you both shall not force yourself. No, this night the demons will show up. Tanjiro answers. Meanwhile, around the other side of the house, a young girl was walking alone at the hallway around her home. There was a black water-like portal who was moving towards her and disappears when she was about to look at the weird noise. The young girl walks at her room alone. She fixed her bed and then lay down to sleep. After she finally went to sleep, the black water portal surrounded her silently. There was 2 hands of a demon that is slowly moving on her face. After that, the hands of the demon grabbed her face and dragged her towards the swamp realm. She cried out and tried to shout for help, but the hands of the demon covered her mouth until she is dragged inside the swamp realm. Back to Tanjiro's POV. Tanjiro smelled a strong scent as he shouted, "A strong demon scent." Tanjiro ran quickly as he sniffed the scent and tried to locate the demons. Saitama follows him around as he is also curious. Saitama's face shows more detailed. Tanjiro ran on the streets as he looks in the ground and sniff everywhere. Where is it? Tanjiro sniffs as the scent scatters around. Tanjiro stops at his tracks and unsheathed his katana. Kazumi looks at the Saris Tanjiro as he say, "Wait, what are you gonna do?" Tanjiro replies, "I'm detecting them, and the strong scent is here." Tanjiro stabbed the ground with his katana. The ground produced a black water portal and he can see the body of an unconscious young girl floating on it. Saitama noticed it and quickly grabbed the body of the young girl with his quick reflexes. The demons also tried to grab the unconscious girl back to their realm, but Saitama gave them a slap. "Get your hands off." Saitama slaps the demon's arms and their arms are sent flying in the distance. Saitama handed the unconscious girl to Tanjiro and says, "Kiddo, do not let that young girl captured by them again." "Yes, Mr. Saitama." Tanjiro nods and stares at Kazumi. Tanjiro handed the unconscious girl to Kazumi and says, "Please protect her at all costs. We will handle the demons." The nervous Kazumi nods as he is also scared of the demons. Saitama looks around the distance while preparing to give the demons a good punch. Tanjiro prepares himself with a defensive stance, gripping his katana tight while nervous of the demon's ambush. Saitama and Tanjiro went battle stance, and Saitama's face remains detailed. Saitama says to himself, "I will never let them kill anymore. I'll make sure they will disappear from this town." As Saitama stands while observing the surrounding with Tanjiro behind, the black portal appears below Tanjiro, and there were 6 hands trying to grab the young demon slayer. Saitama shouts, "Tanjiro, below your feet." Tanjiro gasped and jumps up while taking a deep breath. Total concentration, water breathing. The hands of the demons is slowly grabbing Tanjiro's kimono, but Tanjiro performed. 8th form, waterfall basin. Tanjiro slashes the hands of the demons, the limbs are sent flying. Too shallow, Tanjiro thinks. The demons regenerated their arms and the black water portal vanishes again. Saitama looks at the surrounding while clenching his fists. Tanjiro pants as he protects Kazumi around, and the 3 demons shows up. Their teeth gnashing and produce a weird sound as if they are angry. Saitama goes serious as he observes them. The demon with 1 horn says, "There is only 1 demon slayer here and the rest are humans ... But why did I sense a demon at the slayer's box?" The demon with 2 horns speaks, "Why are you both interrupting us?" The demon with 3 horns says, "Giararar, Giararar, kill them boys." They gnash their teeth producing grinding sounds. It makes Saitama feel discomfort from hearing it. They went inside the black water portal and vanishes from their sight. A portal appears below Saitama. Saitama was surprised as the demons dragged him below. Saitama then thinks, "If I give them a strong punch, I might accidentally destroy this entire town." Saitama lunges his fist to the demon with enough power to splatter them, but his punch produces a tremor. Oops. Saitama jumps up back to the ground as he wiped the dust. His pants got wet from the demon's swamp realm. Tanjiro shouts with concern, "Mr. Saitama, are you okay?" "Yeah, I'm fine, don't mind me," Saitama says in casual tone. Kazumi was surprised of Saitama's punch as he dropped down from shock. He thinks, "See this guy ... He punched the demon and it produced a small quake. A small black water portal appears behind Kazumi. Saitama in quick reaction moves in the blink of an eye. He tried to grab the demon, but the demon's arm was torn as it escapes back inside the portal. "Oh," Saitama exclaimed as he throws the demon's arm away feeling disgust. The portal appears again beside Kazumi and tried to capture the girl. But Nezuko went outside the box and kicks the demon with 2 horns away. Blah! The demon was sent flying crashing in the wall from Nezuko's kick. Tanjiro gasped and then smiles from Nezuko. he told Nezuko. Nezuko, please assist Saitama and protect Kazumi. Nezuko stares cutely at his old brother and nods. Saitama smiles with a pinkish cheek as he approached Nezuko and patted her head. Nezuko, are you awake now? Saitama grins as he was charmed by her cuteness again. Nezuko reacts back with a pat in Saitama's head, and Saitama doesn't mind at all. Nezuko also stares at Kazumi, who is holding the unconscious girl. She walks slowly and touches them. As Tanjiro sees Nezuko touching Kazumi and the unconscious girl, he remembers what Urokodaki said. Back when he was talking to Urokodaki, his master told him about the hint of Nezuko's ability to resist the temptation to attack humans. Nezuko loves your family. The voice of his master that reminds him of his past. Tanjiro smiles as he mumbles, "Thank you, Nezuko. Thank you, Master Urokodaki." But a black water portal appears and the two demons manage to grab Tanjiro's leg and dragged him inside the swamp realm. Saitama noticed Tanjiro getting dragged and tries to save him. Saitama tried his best to grab Tanjiro but failed to save him. Before Tanjiro can be dragged inside, he take a deep breath when he knew the realm is full of water without air. Tanjiro went inside the swamp realm and floats while he can see some clothes of the young girls floating around. Tanjiro gets angry as he knew these demons are killing young women. The two demons swam and sprint towards the serious Tanjiro. Tanjiro uses his air stored in his mouth and performs water breathing, second form, water wheel. Tanjiro slashed the limbs of the two demons floating in the water. They move back and move away. They regenerated their lost limbs and went back to their offense. The two demons at different spot is now sprinting again towards Tanjiro. Tanjiro, while floating, tightened his grip in his katana as he goes defensive stance. The two demons grinded their teeth while moving. They produce an ink like from the squid as they boost their movement in swimming. They can move like that down here, Tanjiro thinks while cautious. They move in circular movement and now goes to lunge towards Tanjiro. "Die, you brat," the demons shouted. Tanjiro can see the thread forming up in the demon's neck as they approach Tanjiro. An opening. Tanjiro, while preparing to strike. Tanjiro uses his stored air in his mouth as he swirls his blade and performs total concentration, sixth form, Maelstrom. Tanjiro swirls his blade weapon as it produces a whirlpool, pulling the two demons towards him and slashing their limbs until their necks are finally cut. The head of the two demons float above as it slowly burns to death. After finishing off the two demons, Tanjiro stares at the torn clothes of the swamp demon's victims. Then he notices a familiar cloth from Kazumi's lover. Tanjiro grabbed the black torn cloth from Kazumi's lover and swam back up in the ground. Meanwhile, Saitama managed to beat the remaining demon with two horns. The body is crippled as it sits down panting. Nezuko is still protecting Kazumi around while Saitama deals with the last demon. Saitama says, "Why are you killing young women? Why are demons like you doing that thing?" The demon with two horns regenerated as it answers Saitama angrily. "Young women are delicious meat for us. We will kidnap them and eat them while their body are still young. If they reach at the old age, their body are not delicious anymore." Hearing the ridiculous reason of the demon, Saitama with a detailed face clenches his fist preparing to give the demon a good punch. The serious Saitama says, "The young women you killed has a bright future. You demons are just nuisance in the society." Angered by Saitama's comment, the demon grinds its teeth and lunges towards Saitama while saying, "What do you know about us? Just die." Saitama evades and chops the demon's shoulder, sending it sinking in the ground from impact. Kazumi gasped as he was impressed of Saitama's reaction. Nezuko, in a chibi appearance, tilt her head a little. The demons shiver in pain after inflicting pain from Saitama. It tried to stand up and tries to escape using its water portal, but Tanjiro appears on it and headbutts the demon out from his way. Saitama sighed in relief after knowing Tanjiro was safe after getting dragged in the swamp realm. The demon was sent flying crashing in the wall, cornered by Saitama and Tanjiro. Tanjiro speaks in a serious tone. He say, "Do you know anything about Musen Kibutsuji?" Tanjiro pointed his blade on the demon's face. Hearing the word of Musen Kibutsuji, the demon shiver in fear and its face turns extremely pale. The demons speak in a scared, stuttering tone. I can't tell you that." Tanjiro slashes the demon's mouth and warns him, "Tell me everything about the Demon King." Saitama crosses arm while watching them. His face turns casual after the mission is a success. Tanjiro glares at the two-horned demon and thinks, "Is this demon getting threatened by the Demon King about not telling everything about him ... So that explains why it is scared to tell about Musen Kibutsuji." As the demon shivers in fear, an imprinted warning shows up before his eyes, a figure of Musen Kibutsuji gesturing the demon not to reveal his identity. The two-horned demon snarls and leaps towards Tanjiro. Tanjiro sighed deeply as he reacts and decapitated the demon off to death. The two-horned demon burns until it vanishes. Tanjiro clenches his fist as he looks down. He thinks, "Musen Kibutsuji, you bastard. I'm gonna find you and kill you by myself." After seeing Tanjiro's anger and sadness, Saitama approached him and puts his hand around Tanjiro's shoulder. He then says, "Tanjiro ... don't worry." Saitama speaks in reassuring tone. Tanjiro sighs as he smiles and says while looking down, "I'll train harder and kill Musen Kibutsuji." After the sun rises, Tanjiro approached Kazumi. Kazumi puts the unconscious girl down, bends down and cries out in agony. Tanjiro kneeled down to his height as he comforted him. Life must go on. He gave Kazumi the torn cloth of Setoko, and after seeing the cloth, Kazumi cried pathetically as he can't forgive himself for losing his lover. Setoko. Kazumi sniffles and cries out loud. Kazumi hugs the torn cloth from Setoko and cries emotionally. "You don't know how it feels to lose someone. What do you know about us?" Tanjiro holds his hand, and Tanjiro says, "Everyone has the same fate as you, not only you experience it." Tanjiro stood up feeling sadness as he turned back and walks away. The smiling Saitama gestures Nezuko to crawl back to the box before Saitama gave the box back to Tanjiro. As Tanjiro and Saitama walks away, Kazumi realizes something. He thinks, "The young slayer has a rough hand and scars," describing how he trained hard to protect us ... So that means. Kazumi realizes that Tanjiro's fate is worse than him. Kazumi stood up and shouts, I'm sorry for judging you." Tanjiro while waking waves his goodbye and says, "I'll leave the unconscious girl to you, Mr. Kazumi. Please return her to her parents." As they walk away, Saitama looks at him and says, "Are you okay, kiddo?" "Yeah, I'm fine." Tanjiro smiles. His smile shines bright like a sun. Saitama also smiles warmly. "I see." Saitama walks beside Tanjiro. He has dust in his clothes and the sun is shining bright. Saitama put his hands on his pocket as he told Tanjiro, "Let's eat some soba noodles." "Yes, sure." But the chatter was interrupted when the Kasugai crow flew and rested at Tanjiro's shoulder shouting, "Next destination, Asakusa, Tokyo. Rumor says there are demons lurking there." Tanjiro makes a tired look as he says, "Do we have to go there right away?" The Kasugai crow answers while gesturing Tanjiro with its wings, "Yes, right away." Wait, I just finished my first mission, can you let me rest?" "No." The Kasugai crow pecked Tanjiro repeatedly, and the annoyed Saitama says, "Hey talking crow, don't order us." The Kasugai crow became silent until it flew and rested in Saitama's shoulder, staring quietly. Tanjiro tilted his head in confusion as he was like, what is it, Kasugai crow?" Saitama was baffled when the crow stared at him silently, but then it speaks, Craw, your bald head is very shiny." Craw. The Kasugai crow pecks Saitama's bald head before it flies away very fast. Saitama smiles angrily after getting fooled by the Kasugai crow's deceiving action. "You little pesky bird." The irritated Saitama grabs some stone and throws it at the Kasugai crow. Mr. Saitama, calm down." Tanjiro tries to calm the irritated Saitama. Saitama calms down after Tanjiro brought him some dumplings, and both continue their journey by heading towards the Asakusa, Tokyo. Saitama and Tanjiro head in their destination until they reach in the Asakusa, Tokyo in few days. As they arrive at night, they wander around and is shocked from the beauty of the town. "Oh, this place is wonderful," brings back the feeling of the old era. As Tanjiro listens to the smiling and interested Saitama, Tanjiro goes awkward as he thinks, could Saitama came from future? He keeps talking about feeling back in the past. As they stare at the town, the duo stops at the udon shop. "Oi kid, I sell some yamakake udon. There is no soba noodles here," says the shop owner to Saitama. "Oh man." Saitama makes a whining noise. Saitama also thinks, this guy is also bald. Would crows also peck this guy's head? Tanjiro chuckles as he sits at the chair and orders some meal. "I would like some 2 yamakake udon for me and Mr. Saitama." The shop owner grins as he responds, "Coming right up." As the shop owner cook, the scent of the udon fills the entire area. Saitama's stomach growls loudly, and due to this, he gets embarrassed that he rubs his stomach and looks away. Tanjiro chuckled at Saitama's reaction as he says, "Sit beside me, Mr. Saitama, let's eat together." Saitama goes casual as he nodded and sat beside Tanjiro. Then Saitama made a propping look as his stomach continued to growl from hunger. The shop owner smirks as he tells Saitama, "Oi kid, you look like you are impatient, can't you just wait?" says the shop owner with a smug face while cooking. Saitama gets slightly annoyed getting called a kid and replies, "I'm 26 years old. I'm not a kid." Saitama looks away pouting. The shop owner laughs out loud as he noticed Saitama's reaction, then says, "Don't be grumpy kid, you act childish by the way." Tanjiro covers his giggle as he can't hold the feeling of laughing from the shop owner's joke. The shop owner finishes cooking the meal as he gave Saitama and Tanjiro 2 delicious bowls of udon. Bon appetit. The shop owner grins handsomely. Oh, time to eat. Saitama didn't hesitate to slurp the udon hungrily. Tanjiro gasped from Saitama's hungry nature and smiles. He also started to eat his meal. The shop owner suddenly proposed. Okay, how about this? Since I am in a good mood, I'll let you have a competition. Whoever eat a lot of bowls will win and gets a prize. Saitama's eyes lit up as he says in confident tone. Nah, I'd win. His eyebrow nods. Tanjiro then also says, okay, I accept your challenge, Mr. Saitama. Tanjiro grins as he also acts confident. And later after the competition, Tanjiro ate more than 7 bowls while Saitama, he gave up at 4 bowls. He don't know the udon is thick and spicy. The shop owner laughs out loud after seeing Saitama's defeat. Then he told Tanjiro, and the winner goes to Tanjiro Kamado. Haha, alright, I won. You should stand proud, Mr. Saitama. You did your best after all. Tanjiro smiles as he hops happily. Damn, I'm gonna defeat you in the future ... but anyway, good job, kiddo. Saitama claps happily and is impressed of Tanjiro's demeanor. The shop owner then gave Tanjiro a coupon for him to eat free for a limited time. Tanjiro bows and thanked the shop owner. But then Nezuko suddenly went outside in the box and accidentally drops the used bowls shattering in the ground as it broke. Oh, you broke it. But anyway, I'm not paying you because you didn't do it intentionally. Be grateful, I'm in a good mood. The shop owner says in a disciplining tone. Tanjiro apologizes to the shop owner, and the shop owner doesn't mind at all. Saitama sits beside Nezuko and then continue to pat her head while saying, Nezuko, he Saitama pat her head continuously. Tanjiro sighed deeply as he noticed Saitama's behavior again. He says, Mr. Saitama, don't you ever look at Nezuko like that as if she is just a pet. Huh? Of course not. This little angel is not a demon. Saitama replies as he speaks the truth. Oh, she isn't. She is beautiful. Tanjiro says in a complimenting tone. As they have a nice and loving conversation, Tanjiro suddenly sniffs a strong familiar scent. The bowl he held drops in the ground as he was surprised. Ah, you broke a bowl again? Never mind. The shop owner says. Tanjiro's heart pounds so fast as he sweats nervously. Saitama was confused of Tanjiro's reaction as he asked, Hey kiddo, are you okay? Saitama says in worried tone. Tanjiro shivers as he sweat, then he ran to locate the scent, leaving Saitama and Nezuko alone. Oi, where are you going? Saitama shouts in concern. Tanjiro runs as he continues to sniff the familiar scent. He goes in the crowded place in the town and pushes himself inside the cramped people. Excuse me. As he walked in the crowded town, he located the familiar scent as it comes from the man wearing white hat, black tuxedo, and black pants. Then Tanjiro touches the man in the shoulder, stopping him. The man, who was surprised, looks at Tanjiro with a face of confusion. This man with red eyes is no other than Muzan Kibutsuji. Tanjiro is filled with hesitation as his hands sweats and shiver. Tanjiro's eyes and lips jerk in nervousness after seeing the Demon King for the first time. What would he do in this situation with people around and the space is cramped? But to Tanjiro's surprise, Saitama appears behind him and is also surprised of the Demon King's appearance. Muzan also stares at the surprised Saitama as he feels Saitama's immense pressure. Saitama's eyes lit up as he stares at Tanjiro and says, Oh, this guy looks like Michael Jackson. Hey Michael Jackson, I'm a big fan, says the smiling Saitama to the serious Muzan, who also don't know what to do. Tanjiro doesn't know who his Michael Jackson is, but Saitama also didn't recognize this man as the Demon King himself. All Tanjiro have to do is to tell Saitama that this man is the Demon King. But Tanjiro is scared because Muzan might create a ruckus and kill people around. To be continued.